On When Calls the Heart, Lee Cavan Smith and Mike Ben Rosenbaum have had more scenes together during season 11, ever since Lee became Mike's boss at the saloon. But the pair are teasing a scene that we might see this season, that almost wasn't filmed at all. The actors aren't sure if the scene will be shown this season. During a Facebook Live interview on the Hallmark channel's official page, Smith, Rosenbaum, Chris McNally, and Viv Leacock all joined Deidre Beher from E.T. to answer questions about the new season. At one point, Beher asked what kind of advice the other characters might give Mike about his relationship with May. McNally mentioned something about how Lucas knows how to fly a hot air balloon. In a previous episode, Mike had suggested to May that he could rent a hot air balloon for them, but May shot down the idea, worried about Mike's safety. He might say stay away from the hot air balloon. Leacock joked about Lucas giving Mike advice, referring to how Lucas and Elizabeth had broken up. Everyone laughed in agreement, but then Rosenbaum and Smith started talking about a great scene between Lee and Mike that almost didn't get filmed, and they're still not sure if it will actually be included this season. Cavan and I actually got to do a really lovely scene where Lee does impart some great advice to Mike. Outside the saloon, Rosenbaum began. Yeah, it was the end of the day, he recalled. We weren't sure we were going to get to it. We finally got to do it, and it was a really lovely scene to shoot. I haven't seen if it ends up in the final edit, but it was a really fun one to shoot, and Lee was imparting great advice throughout the scene. Beher asked if they could share what the advice was. Hickam is showing up with concerns and worries about where he and May are and how to move forward, and Lee, always sage and wise, essentially tells him, relax, it'll be fine. Trust in things, Rosenbaum recalled, telling Hickam to trust in his heart. Rosenbaum didn't reveal if Mike and May will get married this season. Beher also wanted to know if Mike and May might get married this season, but Rosenbaum was vague about his response. I think we're just racing ahead, Rosenbaum said about May and Mike. He then joked about how we'll eventually learn that Mike has 11 family members, now that viewers have met his sister, but in terms of Mike and May, he wouldn't divulge what will happen. We know that the course of true love never did run smooth, he said, so I would say Hickam will find a way to get past any troubles that come up, we hope. But you know, I want to say it's all gonna go smoothly, but there are going to be bumps along the road, I think. Part of the reason fans are wondering if the two characters will marry is because of a hint that was dropped after season 10 ended. During an interview on Heart to Hearties with showrunner Lindsay Sturman and co-creator and executive director Brian Bird hinted that there would be a wedding at some point in season 11, but he wouldn't elaborate on who.